Good morning, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton, and this is Charter Moms Chats. And we're keeping our San Antonio Charter Moms online community busy and learning this summer with lots of ideas for summer learning. And we have the main post on the page is sachartermoms.com/summer-learning. And each day we're featuring a new activity that you can do with your kids to, even though our options are limited, a lot of places we can't go, a lot of things are still closed. But even staying at home, you can stay safe, but keep your brain stimulated, keep your kids learning, and give them that feeling of accomplishment. So today we're learning about how to play chess using Microsoft Excel online. And this activity is so cool, it was blowing my mind. So our guest, Steve Chase, he invented this while trying to figure out how to challenge his brother over online chess. And it's free with a Microsoft OneDrive account. So let me introduce Steve. He is the founder of Sequentia Solutions, and it's a consulting firm, and they offer training for small business owners. His specialty is he's an advanced QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor and a Microsoft Office Master Specialist. He teaches Excel classes at all levels, so like kids through adults, and he's an expert in Microsoft Office. Later we're going to talk about a new thing where if your kids or teens or young adults can get certified in Microsoft Office from home, and this is a new program. So we'll talk about more at the end. But the main activity today is how to play chess using Excel online. So take it away, Steve.
All right, thank you, Inga. Okay, so we're all looking at a blank spreadsheet. Is that correct? Let's go ahead and there we go. Okay. So our first goal is we're trying to come up with a 64 block cell chessboard that looks something like this down below here. And all of this, again, can be done in Microsoft Excel for free using Excel OneDrive, which is an online application where you can create a spreadsheet with your OneDrive account and then share it with anybody in the world, and you can allow them to have editing permissions, and that's the key here. So let me go ahead and build the board here, and then I'm going to play it with Inga here in just a second here. So what I would do first is I would start off and just color every other color a certain board piece here. And so I'm going to quickly do that just in a blank spreadsheet. Okay. And so
it's amazing how fast it is.
Yeah. The other cool thing is you have the format painter. And if I select one of the cells I want to format paint, I can double click this and go like this to each one here. Once I have the first two rows, I can select the copy down, and that will give me basically the whole board right there in Heartbeat. I might want to create borders around it. And so just like that, we have a board, but now we need to make the rows and the columns the standard width. So let's say that we would just highlight, if you highlight 8 rows at once, let go of your mouse and off to the side, you can then select to change the size. So the idea is to make the pixels equal distance for the width and the height. And if you move your mouse slowly, you'll be able to enter that in there. In the bottom left-hand corner, we can zoom in or zoom out as such and so forth. So that's the fun part is your kids can choose what color background they want to have and manage it like that. And then once you have the board, then it's just a matter of bringing in your pieces, right, Inga? So I know your kids like photography. One of the cool things you could have your kids do is you could have them take photographs with their phone, or if you have a fancy camera, of pieces of your chessboards and then bring them into the chessboard. So if you'd had that, you would just navigate to the Insert tab and select Pictures from this device, and assuming you've already had that. So that would be a fun activity to do. Take your own pictures. We can use stock images, online pictures. There's opportunities to bring on icons in here as well. So that's what I'm going to use with and just search chess. And so here's some pawns. Here's a knight and a horse. I'm going to bring those in here. All right. Okay. First, I'm going to turn off the grid lines. So view grid lines here. And let's lay out the pawns here. So here's a trick here. If you move the pawn to the first piece, you can hold down the control key to get another one by copying or copy paste, then press F4 and it's going to duplicate them all like that rather quickly here. So I'll do that again here. Just lay it out here. Hold down Control, left click, drag, and F4. You can see it kind of does the same operation of the distance. Yeah. All right. So that's
cool. So fast.
That's pretty neat right there. If you're particular about the actual alignments and adjustments, check this out. I can go to the graphics tab and align them. So I could say I want them all to be aligned to the top or the bottom, and they kind of all space out like that. So that's pretty clever here. Okay, check this out, Inga. So we've got a rook and a knight together. So if I were to copy these, and now I'm zooming in, and because we need to split them up. So there's a crop feature, and this would be true if you took your own photograph and you had unwanted pieces of a chessboard, like something that needs to get cut out. There's a crop button. And these are tools you would see in Photoshop, but they're built into all of Microsoft Office. And if you're getting certified in PowerPoint or Excel, Word, certainly using these graphic tools are helpful to know how to do. So I just align it like that, and I can cut that out.
Whoa.
Yeah, same thing here. I'll just cut that out. And this is now a piece that we can work with using the crop tool. So imagine you had your own photograph and you wanted to only put just the inside. So you can crop top, bottom, left, right. And what's remarkable is it still retains the graphic. So if you were to, if you ever needed to uncrop it, you could. You can actually do the reverse uncrop.
Whoa.
I know. As long as the image gets saved, it's like embedded in the file. So there we go. So now that we've got our, I can copy and paste with the control key. And then, so very quickly, we're almost ready to start playing. All I need to do is get a few more pieces in here. And so let me go search now for the queen and the king. So icons.
And let's see, Steve, you're working on a PC. And
I am.
When we were demoing it, my Mac didn't have all the icons, but that's where we were talking about the photo option.
Yeah.
Photo.
You go in with the photo often, or just online clip art. So there's other places you can get stock images for free, royalty free, if you were to search online and such. So, okay, so king goes on. No, queen goes on her own color. So queen, king. Okay. All right, and the last thing we need is a bishop, and we're going to be ready to play here. So insert. We can go to shapes here. When I search bishop, I haven't found it, so we'll have to get a little creative here and take just a look at searching for a diamond. If I just type diamond, we'll just use this today. So just for quick sakes here. Okay. All right. Now, a quick tip here is, let's say you've built your board and you want to play it with your friends. What you might want to do to have a preserved board is right-click the worksheet down below and do a copy. So that way, when you create a copy, you'll have a duplicate, and then you can actually name, like I could do S and I. So for Stephen Inga, we would know basically that this is our board here. Then you could actually have, I could have a class of 8 students, and all 8 people are playing chess, at the bottom simultaneously, as long as people knew what boards they were supposed to play on and such. And so, yeah, that's basically the board there. Inga, let me know if you have any questions or, at this point, I think.
Okay, I guess let me step back. I guess if like for like adults who are used to using Microsoft Excel on their PC, I think a key difference is that this board is in the cloud, right? Like that's a key concept about OneDrive, and that's how the online aspect of it works, right?
That
so
is,
like,
yes, yeah. Definitely, that's critical. That's very important here. In order for this to work, is you would have to save it to Microsoft OneDrive or the cloud, and that's key. So, OneDrive.com is where you can sign up for a free account.
Or is that, wait, does that link work? This is where.
Yeah, OneDrive.live.com. Yeah.
Okay.
So that ought to do it there. And then when you have here's my OneDrive account. OneDrive, when you have an account here, you're going to have, you're going to need to select the actual Excel workbook that you want to share. And when you click that, you have the ability to click the share icon here. And that's critical here, because what this is going to do here is it's going to allow you to type your friend's email address and put a note, hey, ready to play chess here. And it's super critical that you make sure that you make it editable. Because if you just shared your link with your friend to play chess, Inga, and it was read only, then they wouldn't be able to do anything. It's got to be editable. And not only that, you could have a password to open up. You could go even further and make a password, open it up. So, but I'm going to click allow editing, and I can just get a link, just a generic link. So the cool thing is, whoever you're playing this with, they do not have to have a OneDrive account. They can actually play in their browser with no Microsoft ID at all. Okay, so if I were to drop this in the chat room with you, I can share that. And then you'll be in the board game, and we can play a few moves here together.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right now it's kind of zoomed out. Okay. Oh wait.
Okay. So
yeah, I can see it. Okay. Wait, which color? Which color am I?
So why don't you be white, and you can go first.
Okay. All right. Whoops. Wait, I don't think pawn can do that. I moved pawn too much. Oops. Wait a minute. I might need to. Wait, how do I? Okay, this is where like me being in the browser. Oh, view. Wait a minute. Can I shrink it? Let's see.
What we could do is we could. Okay, so you're in it. Okay, so you're in it.
Oh, okay. It's moving. Yeah. I guess my problem is when I scroll.
Oh, you want to zoom out?
Like, let's see. Right now the board is bigger than my screen.
Okay, we might need to.
Oh, wait a minute.
I wonder if it's my screen sharing? If I stop screen sharing, you think that might help?
Let's see. Can you make the boxes smaller pixels? Ooh, that would require a lot of reformatting on the board.
Well, I think what we'll need to do is have you zoom out. That could be possibly it.
Okay.
I wonder if that's no, because right now, let's see. You're in the game, so can you?
I'm in the game. I can't
I can't
see
zoom level.
Let's see. How do I? Wait a minute. Oh. Let's see. Let me use the browser. There we go.
Oh,
I think we're in business. Okay. There we go. Okay. So it was an issue in my browser. So I'm not that used to using Microsoft in OneDrive. Like I'm used to using it on my desktop. But this is where like, part of the process of like, learning stuff with your kids is like, as adults, like we learn stuff too. So
of course, every day. All right, let's see how. So if I were to move this pawn up here, okay. What if you?
Am I black pieces or white pieces?
White, but it hasn't moved yet.
Oh, okay. On my screen, it was up one piece. Okay. Do I
really?
need to refresh? Or
okay. Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. We were on a different board. So you were on sheet 1 and I was on the S and I
Oh,
one.
there we
That's
go.
that's the
Okay,
mystery. So
here
we
we
got
go.
it. Okay.
There. Okay.
That's
Now
what
I
it
moved
is.
it on S and I.
Okay.
Wrong tab. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So I could see, yes, that you moved up, and that's what was the issue, is we were on the
Copying the.
we were on two different spreadsheets. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I can see where it moved on in the screen share, but then let me refresh. Oh wait, it says read-only mode. Okay, so I'm gonna click edit workbook to make sure I can.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
which tab are you on now?
I'm on
Are you
S and
on?
I.
Okay. Let's see. It's not showing. Okay, I can see on the screen share where it changed, but I can't see it.
Oh, really?
Oh, now I can. Now I can. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess like, I mean, in the cloud it changes almost instantly,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
in my browser, like sometimes I have to refresh to
Got
get
it.
to get the change to show. So, okay. And this is where like my knowledge of chess is like, I don't know. Usually, like my daughter has to correct me. But I can go ahead and move bishop though.
There we
Okay.
go. Well, yeah. So it's working. So this is amazing that through the browser, and you could play on your iPad, you could play on your phone, but that's a little bit harder because when you're playing on your phone, it's just smaller pieces of moving it. But best recommended to play this is on a desktop or a laptop or a tablet. So yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
And the fact that it's free is pretty amazing.
Right.
And then it's not requiring people to
Yeah.
my knight wants to get in on the action here. Okay. Oh, hit it real quick. Okay.
Very fun. Yeah, the fact it's free, it's a creative activity where the kiddos could create their own chessboards. There's a lot of creativity in designing it and what pieces they want to put in there. So lots and lots of fun. Yeah.
I like the fact that, and like just the process of building the board. So like the blog post contains a link to a board template that people can start with, right?
Yes. Yes.
But
Yep.
I think a lot of the value is in actually creating the board, because of all those little things, like like changing the size, changing the background color, moving grid lines. There's all those little steps, and like those are things that might, like, it may seem kind of boring to just like, okay, sit down and learn Microsoft Excel. But if there's a goal, there's a project, then like, kids or adults, like, you learn those little skills along the way towards the goal. And then the payoff is like, getting to actually, like, play chess with your friend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun here.
Yeah, and then the more you get to, and then the post is really helpful because you have links to things like free Excel for Windows training that people can do,
Mhm.
right? Like that's
Right.
free from Microsoft.
Yeah.
And then I mean, so through Sequentia Solutions, you've got Excel workshops this summer too, right? So people could go to the Facebook page or to the website for
Right.
Sequentia Solutions and find out about those workshops. And then like one of the features that you were telling me about that I thought was amazing. So this would be more for like the teens or young adults, like college kids, is that they can in order to get the Microsoft certifications, they no longer have to go to a testing center to sit for the exams, right? That there's a new program where they can actually do the testing from home, which is amazing to me. This is a very new thing, right?
Right. So Certiport is the testing proctor for Microsoft Office exams. And with coronavirus, they've initiated a new program called Certified from Home. And so it's on the record that you can get certified from home and take the exam and yeah, self-service basically. And you'll actually will connect with a live person who will be your proctor, and you'll communicate from your home through a notepad. And so they can say, are you ready to begin? You log in, and then they will you log into a virtual computer, which basically means you're using your home computer to access the test virtually. And it's a 50-minute time test to go through the core fundamentals of Microsoft Office. So Excel is a great one to learn and do because it's such a valuable skill set that's used in the marketplace on a wide variety of areas, so forth. Yeah. So it's $100 to get certified, to get a voucher. And with that voucher, you can then take one Microsoft Office specialist exam.
Yeah. I think that's the kind of thing that, I mean, I know like through like in our extended family, we have some recent college grads, and the job market's kind of tough right now. That you know, some companies aren't having internships like they normally would, or they're having like virtual internships, and so I think the job market is challenging for you know, for young people trying to get started. And something like taking the time to get certifications, it's a way to, you know, try to make the most of this time, even when, you know, some of your other options might be more limited than what they normally would, or what people expected maybe a few months ago about what their summer would be like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. And then one of the things you talk about in the post is a way, like, so if chess is a little intimidating, that maybe younger kids could play checkers using a board like this, right? Like
Yeah.
that there's and there's icons, like they could use like a bullet icon, right, for the
Yeah, there's so
different
much you
pictures.
could
Yeah.
do with, you could make a red and black checkerboard easily and play checkers. That would be really fun. Yeah, bullet or circular shape. Yeah, so that'd be a good one for the young kids. Just want to play checkers online. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I just think this is a wonderful activity. I mean, chess is a great way to like stimulate minds, and you know, my kids have been trying to figure out like which games that they can play remotely. So like using Zoom, they've used the whiteboard feature to play Hangman.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a great
or
one.
like Battleship lends itself pretty well to playing remotely.
Yep.
Or and even just using the whiteboard feature just to kind of scribble. But I could see you know, Microsoft Excel. I mean, you can use this artistically, like just to, you know, filling in the box with different colors and, you know, making patterns. And
Yeah.
yeah, and you could use Microsoft Word to collaborate on a document, like a story, or, you know, almost like a chat window or something.
Yeah, you could co-author a Word document, and two people could be editing the document to create a storyboard, or yeah, just unlimited capabilities, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you know, we have to be creative to use the tools at hand. And until you talked to me about this, I didn't know that you know, the Microsoft had these kinds of online capabilities. Like, I feel like I should have known, but now I do. So, and then I get to, you know, share this with the charter moms readers. So I hope that they all, you know, give this a try with their kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you learn something, is you make it relevant to something that you've done. So through the years that I've taught Excel, the students that really do very well is they try to figure out how to use Excel for something personal, like keeping track of a personal budget. Once you can start doing something that is meaningful to you, you gravitate and want to learn it to the best of your abilities. And so if you love chess, who knew that chess might be the gateway to learning Excel, you know? So just something that is important to you. It's really cool that these software applications can be very customizable, and just try to make it as personal as possible. And that's definitely how you jump in and learn a new skill.
Yeah, and like so what you, in your post, you did a great job of like adjusting to different age groups, because but like one thing you suggest as a way to make it more advanced is that like in Excel you could add, let's see, it's called is it like, wait, what's the program they use? DBA?
VBA,
VBA,
macros,
right.
yeah, Visual
Okay,
Basic for
Visual
applications.
Basic, right. Okay, so the idea is that you could program it so that if one player makes a move, it sends a notification to the other player.
Yeah.
And so that's a way to even incorporate coding into the chessboard.
Oh yeah. I mean, there could be over here on the side, there could be something like a button that you create, like right here, and it might just say reset. And imagine that yeah, you know, your students learn how to do some programming, and the button here, you just click reset, and all of a sudden the whole board swipes over and goes back to its original starting point. That's one example where you can create a macro, a button that you click and it does something useful. Or yeah, like I said, alert that pops up. So whose turn is it? I forgot whose turn is it? Your turn, my turn. As soon as you move a piece, if I were to move, let's say this pawn here, this piece, this board right here, it could change colors. It could like flash colors. And so that would be another macro that you could create that does that automatically. So we don't forget whose turn it was,
Right,
but it's
right.
limitless as far as what you could think of and what it can do, its capabilities. Yeah.
Yeah,
So for
this is
the
amazing.
older students that are college bound and love programming, the thing is that if you're curious and you're wondering if you could do something, that's where you can develop those skills out to do so. And software programmers that's a highly sought after skill set. There's a lot of companies that are looking for good software engineers and designers, and it's a great skill set for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that having something, a demo, like say, well, here's this chessboard, and these are these, the macros that I programmed in it. That's the kind of thing that, like in a job interview, I think goes a long way. Like you said, it's the students who make things their own and run with it are the ones who tend to do really well in the long run. And I think having like a demo, something you can show that you built, I think is something that can help a kid get their foot in the door with an internship or a starting job. A way to show that they have that initiative. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. Okay. Well, Steve, do you have any like advice for sort of keeping a good attitude during the pandemic, or like ways to like keep learning while we're at home? And I mean, I find having goals and structure really makes my life better. It helps my kids, and I think having like the excitement of learning new stuff, it kind of keeps us going. So I don't know, but do you have any sort of general advice about?
Well, I mean, I think we've all been given a gift of additional time, and so it's kind of really just your attitude of what can I do with this newly found time. And if you're fortunate to have time to be learning new things and investing in yourself through whatever the modes that means, is just taking the advantage of the opportunities we've been given to do so. So it's tough for many this brand new circumstances we're in, but just like a lot of things in life, it's gonna be what you make out of it. And when you have the ability to choose to try to better yourself and better the lives around you, it's gonna bring the whole community up. And so just putting yourself in positions where you're going to be the most influential and positive to your family and friends and community members, and I think that goes a long way. And at the end of the day, you feel proud of your efforts.
Yeah, yeah. So keep learning and support the people around you so they can keep learning as well.
Oh yeah,
Think
yeah,
of ways to give back. Yeah.
yeah. There's a proverb, an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So there's a lot of effort of just being together and helping others out and being available to help pitch in when you can.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to write the blog post and like explain all these, in detail, because I really think that so please, readers, listeners, please check out the blog post, because Steve has made this very accessible, and you will have a great sense of accomplishment once you set up your own chessboard and then email the link to one of your friends and challenge them to an online game of Excel chess.
Good stuff. Yeah, this is my pleasure. So thank you.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Steve.
All right.
Okay.
Have a
Take
good one.
care, y'all.
Bye.